Who created unrealistic dating expectations we have today? Where did it come from?
Oh, that's a good question.
Women. I mean, let's not pretend. I mean, what happens is women will go through trauma, make poor decisions, and what they do instead of changing and growing, they will say, well, I have to level up. And I have to they add more standards to what the men that they choose. Instead of saying something's wrong with me, I need to take accountability and the choices that I've made, they will turn around and say, no, the men need to jump through higher hoops. Now, I come now with more trauma, baggage, probably kids and everything else. But these men still, I'm now, as I age, I'm getting better like fine wine. I'm getting better like wine. And so they think that they keep raising these standards. And men across the board, almost every man I talk to, for a woman whose mind is right, they will lower looks. They will lower in every category. I have yet to meet a woman out the bag that will say that they will lower their standards to get a certain type of quality. The only time a woman lowers her standards in terms of looks and character and all of this stuff that they claim is when he has money.
I'm going to offer a different perspective.
Sorry, go on, bro.
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, I was about to.
And the thing is that, like, if you look at patriarchal regimes across our world right now, women can't create anything without a man.
Yeah.
Nothing. They can't create anything. They can't just step out of nowhere and just create feminism. Feminism has to be supplanted by men. It has to be.
And defended.
But what percent of men partook in making those laws versus what percent of women participated in it?
Listen, I think a lot of men.
The 1% made it.
Listen, at the end of the day, things get shifted and changed due to money and men wanting vagina. That's why they say pussy runs the world. Because of simp-ass men that can't control their goddamn eggplant.
Mm-hmm.
Shit don't change in here without men. Shit will never change in those other patriarchal regimes unless men allow it to.
Can I tell you, all the inventions that make women's lives easier now were created by men.
You goddamn right.
Tampons were created by a man. Pads.
Women can vote because of men.
No, actually, because men joined that. And so a lot of times we'll say that men are this way, men are that, but they never give voice to the men that actually created things and joined, with women to help create things. So it's like they just throw men in. Men don't have a desire to put women down. Like they don't even think of us in that way. Like
feels good.
They have.
Let's talk about it.
So they don't have, I think women have this idea that men just are thinking about how they can, oppress us and do all this to us. When even the C-section created by a man to save women's lives. If you actually go through history, the majority of things that actually benefit women today that we take for granted, and the same women will blame a man for getting pregnant, but another man created the C-section so you and your baby wouldn't lose their life. And so we don't think of these things, but I don't know, it's just emotional talk. We just say men are the blame for everything. Let's just put it out there.
To kind of answer your question, right? To throw a different caveat in there, right? Rich simp men changed the game. When men decided that they've got a load of money in their pocket and they decided to start flying women out and they decided to start paying for everything for women because they had it. What did Lil Wayne said? It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, it is.
That's what he said, right? He said it's not tricking if you got it. So these rich rappers who were still simps, but they had a lot of money, started to change the game because a lot of women started to go to these concerts, go to these rappers, and these rappers would pay for everything. They'd fly them out. They'd do all of this kind of stuff. And then those women started to think, oh, yeah, okay, well, so-and-so flew me out. So-and-so gave me money. So-and-so done that for me. And so rich simp men also had a hand in spoiling the market.
Do you know it wasn't the rappers? It was the R&B singers.
Well, them too, whoever they are.
Started it. The R&B started it. R&B started it.
Do you think it's really simping if he gets sex out of it?
Yeah,
it depends how it's done.
You know what I mean? Like, is it really simping to Drake?
Listen.
If money is nothing to Drake, and he spends money to fly a girl out, like the money's nothing to him, and he gets sex with this girl he wanted to have sex with.
Yeah, because
and I still think it starts with the women because they have to accept it.
There's plenty of simps that get pity viscous innards.
Yeah, but people like Drake, people like Drake who have money, he might have game. right? But when you got money, you don't necessarily need game. You just got money, right? So a poor guy who's got no money.
But you said it was rich simps who did it, and I said, is he really a simp if he's flying her out? You know, like
yeah, I would say he was. I would say he was. Like, there's nothing in me, no matter how much money I've got, that's gonna say, oh yeah, let me fly her out. Why would you fly vagina out when there's vagina right there? Like, for what?
He wanted
that
vagina.
specific one.
He wanted
Men
that.
have a
to me, if you're a billionaire
like, they don't
or
care.
100 millionaire, what is the cost of a
But I'm
flight
saying,
to you? It's
so
nothing.
that's what. But the thing is,
and if you said, if all you had to do was tell your PA, hey, I want this girl at this time, pull the money on my credit card, it's nothing to him.
but it's
half
spoiling
the
the,
time
but it's
they're not
spoiling the
talking to
market.
them.
But that's what I
What?
said. It's spoiling the market.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys, types of guys, they spoil the market. That's what you
Isn't
do.
there? You mean
But
that's
that's
like women
but that's
blame
still-
men.
but that's
That's like blaming the 5%. How many are rappers? How
I can't
many?
hear you guys. Go on. No, go on. I just can't hear you. This.
How many are rappers? I feel like that's the same argument to say, well, it's these 5% of guys, and it's not even 5% of guys who are rappers. It's a very small handful of guys who are rappers who actually do that. It expands beyond that, but it's still a small percentage.
And why do we say that they spoil the market instead of the women spoil themselves?
Ooh,
Like they didn't. He didn't
bars.
spoil shit. She spoiled herself.
Bars.
I think the word simp.
Freestyle.
I think the word simp gets thrown around without a tangible definition. So, like, personally, I don't think that if you're a billionaire and you fly a chick out, or even a millionaire, you fly a chick out with like a $150 ticket round trip on Spirit, that don't make you no goddamn simp at all. Okay, and you're not even tricking either. Because the average date nowadays in America, right? About $150 if you want to take it.
How you know?
Out to somewhere nice to
How
impress.
you know this your game, y'all?
I like coffee
ladies,
dates and shit like that.
be
I mean,
scared.
most dudes. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't need to go anywhere. He's in Atlanta.
Right?
I just got
She doxed you. Not me this time.
Jesus, Pearl. God damn it, Pearl. We were cool.
No edits.
Damn, we are live.
No
Indirect. Anyway, case in point. I just don't think that it's necessarily. I understand your point, my G, but I don't think it's necessarily a simp stuff. To me, simp is pedestalizing a woman, thinking that she is the prize without her proving anything, right? Like just thinking that you just owe her the world, diamonds and pearls. She deserves it, and she hasn't proved with her
That's
actions the type of action
we should be
woman that she
spoiled.
But hang on,
actually is.
MTR.
You should simp.
To me, simp again is pedestalizing. It doesn't necessarily
don't you
mean
think
paying for a trip for her to come over here and slob on my knob like corn.
Don't you think that's
Check
a
it with me.
That do your job. They're in the UK like, we're too proper for this slob on the knob shit. What is these Americans doing in here like that?
Maggie,
Come on, we are too
Maggie, you
proper.
from Atlanta? Don't play.
There's too many Americans in there right now. I don't
No,
get it.
actually, I do not
Uh-oh.
relate to that.
Slow us down, Maggie.
Yeah, I would just offer that. And I guess I would ask the question, so the women that are in this group that are getting flued out, are they the same pool of women that would date an average man? It goes back to that 80-20. There's always going to be, the man with a lot of money, the woman that he's going to want to, pick for this day of the week. But we're talking about everyday average, like, I can't take you on a date because you have ridiculous expectations. Is it that same group? I
think average women have, because average women are accessed by those top percent of men, right? Those average women can get sex by those top percent of men because those top percent of men don't feel any way to have sex with a woman who's a 2 to a woman who's a 10, right? So what it does is that it spoils the market because these women who are 5s think that they deserve what the 10 gets, right? Because they were accessed by a 10. By a top tier man, they were accessed by him. And then now she runs around thinking, oh, those average dudes are they're weak, they're whack. It's like, no, that's who you are.
They set their new barometer because a man will sleep with you who is higher up. You think that that's your new set point. Like a lot of women will raise their standard. Well, now, because this man slept with me, he just was an F-boy, he was playing around. But now I can attain that type of man as a husband, who will wife me.
You can't.
And they actually will start to get run through by these men or and they will put down average men who are on their level and look at them as lower. And the reality is that causes you to lose. I mean, even this whole conversation is not to put women down. It is not to, it's to say, listen, there are guys who are up at this level. They are sleeping with you, girl, but they are not going to wife you. They're
Of course
sleeping with
they're
you
not.
because it's easy to do. You should be upset with them, not us, for telling you the truth. But you raise your standard to something that's not, you will never get the results that you want. And then we want you to get the results.
So